that's in Get Him to the Greek as well. Russell Brand's characters. We've got the clap. I got the clap. You got the clap. That sort of thing.
Lace. Everybody from that film has now been like cancelled.
Yeah.
Something's come out about
It
them.
was
Jonah
like
Hill.
a fucking paedophile
Jonah
picture.
There was that thing
Jonah
where
Hill,
he sent his girlfriend wild messages. Like
He was sort of using psychology
He
speak to
used
control
a
her.
psychologist. He got a psychologist that she was visiting, that she was seeing, that was on his payroll, clearly. And they were both seeing this person because, like, as a counsellor or what have you. And he basically paid the psychologist to gaslight his partner.
Into being more compliant.
Elite
to him.
gaslighting.
Yeah.
Like being like, don't be wearing like bikinis and stuff in photos.
Because
and all.
he has insecurities and that it would trigger him.
She's like a professional surfer, and he was like, listen, you can't be surfing with other guys and stuff.
Yeah.
If you're with me.
I'd have been surfing
But
the
do you
wave
know
to
what?
look for a new fucking boyfriend.
What I quite liked about her was she didn't go. She went fuck you, and
No,
she
straight
left
out,
and
yeah.
went and came out onto the thing.
And then it all came out that Jonah Hill's a big fucking gaslighting bastard.
It hasn't. I haven't seen him in much actually. I was going to say it hasn't affected his career, but I haven't seen him in much.
He lost weight. See all these fat people that are funny and then they lose weight and their sense of humour goes with it.
Samson in their hair.
Greg Wallace, when he started getting jacked and he started saying all stuff about his autistic son.
That was one of our favourite go-to sort of funs. No, sorry. I know that sounds terrible, but like...
It's not about what he said, it's about him saying it because he's such a fucking...
It's like, well, I didn't really want to have kids and I'm stuck with this fucking kid, you know what I mean?
It's like all the other... It's all the other fucking paragraphs being 2 free lines long.
Yeah.
Like, about like... Oh, so I get up and I get Sheila to make me my
omelette.
Poached egg and
I
omelette.
get my 14-year-old wife Sheila to make me something to eat.
Yeah,
It's about like discrepancy of age.
And like it's like very quick the whole way through the article, and then it gets to his son and it's like, then I have to take fucking Laurie down to the fucking
soft sensory play.
He actually says, I always said that I didn't want to have kids, but my wife really wanted one, so we did, and you know, so I spend like half an hour with him, and then I go up and I play my historical warfare.
Oh, and then he goes into fucking depth talking about this, like this World War II strategy game.
How disappointing! But it's a bit like Angelina Jolie. She'll go, every day I make an appointment to have brunch with my children. Who has appointments to see their own children in their own house?
Rich people.
I
always liked Renee Zellweger's. No, was it? It was Renee Zellweger's. If you're not shouting at your kids, you're not spending enough time with them.
Reese Witherspoon.
I
do understand where you're coming from though, because
they both got that sort of.
They're both the
Can
same.
you do the Reese Witherspoon impression?
Reese Witherspoon kind of talks a bit like this, doesn't she? She's like, her name really is Laura Jane Witherspoon.
Is it?
And one time remember that, I'm an American citizen, you can't talk to me like this, so they arrested her, and this website sort of showed like her mugshot, but that had like whatever way it just
Reese Witherspoon and then Reese without her spoon.
Reese without her spoon.
What did she get arrested for?
She was just drunk and disorderly.
Americans love telling you about their rights.
But she was in the picture, whatever way the mugshot had her real name, but they had it goes like Witherspoon, Laura Jean, but they had cut off the Wither.
Goodbye, Laura Jean.
So it looked like her name was Laura Jean Poon.
And that's the name that she used before she got famous.
My name is Laura Jean Poon.
My name is Laura Jean.
I always make me think of Steel Magnolias. I swear to you, Miss Truly, I will promise to do good hair.
Yeah. There is no such thing as natural beauty.
There's no such thing as natural beauty.
And it's fucking true. You're never ugly. You're just poor.
I confess that I got Reese Witherspoon mixed up there with Drew Barrymore.
That happens.
Drew Barrymore kind of talks a little bit like
this. That's what I wanted.
Drew Barrymore is like, oh my God, I'm so excited to have you here on my podcast.
Who's the one that got in
trouble? So good. I just like
What was it like being an ET as a child?
I was really scared whenever that old lady came out of the closet, dressed up as like, but it wasn't. It was just an alien.
Yeah. I saw a thing. She done an interview with Kamala Harris.
Who's Pamela Harris?
Kamala Harris.
Oh, Kamala Harris.
Kamala Harris.
And
Pamela.
And I know she had
not
like
the old
her
white
hand.
man who can't say ethnic names. Pamela Harris, the Vice President of the United States.
She had like her hand, on her arm, and she's like talking to her like this.
That's the thing I can't deal with. She's like, she comes right up to the guest and she goes, I think you're so brave.
Somebody said
about coming out and sharing this with all the audience.
This is what somebody captioned on it. Somebody said Drew Barrymore interviews people like they've got a bag of coke and she has no money.
got in trouble
I
as well,
have a
didn't you?
friend that has a party really soon. Do you want to come? Like, Mum will go to the toilet first.
Come on, come back to the afters. You'll be no trouble.
Aye.
Get them into the afters.
My
baby.
friend has a penthouse on Rodeo, and I think that you'd really, really enjoy that.
Now, whenever I see Reese Witherspoon, I'm just gonna
You see me looking like I've had a stroke.
not Reese Witherspoon, Drew Barrymore. Fuck me, Reese, Drew, and Renee.
Reese, Drew, and Renee.
Renee Zellweger.
That sounds like
Renee
that
Zellweger's
sounds like
face
what they
all
would
out, it's
say
like-
when you're picking your child up from school. Reese, Drew, and Renee today.
Reese, Drew, and Renee. Reese, Drew, and Reese Witherspoon's face. Remember, like for a long time, Reese Witherspoon and
Renee Zellweger.
Renee
doesn't
Zellweger's
look
face was
herself
all
now.
like this.
Yeah, like she just looked like
It's
she
like a
was
wee
constantly
pufferfish
trying to take
holding
a
a
shit.
fart.
What's she, Aaron Brockovich? Or
that's
Me,
Julia
myself, and
Roberts.
That's
Irene.
Julia Roberts.
Me,
Oh my
myself,
God,
and
how do we
Irene.
not? Are we like? Have we been watching like?
are we all watching the same mid-2000s actors?
And like, but are we like? Have we all suddenly become like middle-aged old black women from the south of America who don't know white actresses from each other? Like, we just don't know. Has that happened?
So Aaron Brockovich is Julia Roberts.
Aaron Brockovich, Julia Roberts, Bridget Jones is Renee
Renee
Zellweger,
Zellweger.
Legally Blonde is Reese Witherspoon.
Witherspoon.
And the other one, I forget her name.
Drew Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore is
Charlie's Angels.
She's the
50
one
First
who got in
Dates.
trouble as well.
50
For
First
breaking
Dates.
the
That's
strike.
such an underrated
She broke
movie.
the strike.
Yeah.
She broke the. I'm really sorry for breaking the strike, but I just felt that I couldn't maintain my creativity with the rules, and so now
She
remember
crossed
she
the
she
picket line.
she,
Did she
crossed
cross the
she
picket?
crossed
Yeah,
the
probably
picket
as well.
line.
Drew did.
But the
We
problem
like
with
Drew Lane at that, so
but
it
the
is.
problem with Drew Barrymore and people like Drew Barrymore is that like they have always been in Hollywood. They've always lived with their nose in the trough. So like they don't understand these people who are writers. Do you like the guy who played? Did anybody watch The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina?
The new one, or
Yeah.
The new one. I watched the first couple of
So
episodes.
the
before I
guy,
dropped out.
I really enjoyed it, but the guy who played Satan, the devil, is an Australian actor, and he's all like, I make something like, from the residuals from it, like he makes something like mad, like $36 a month.
Right,
From the
right.
residuals of it, do you mean? So that's what this strike was all about. It's a bit like,
Yeah,
do you know, once you get, you know, back in the day, once you got onto a program, you could then just be an actor.
Yeah.
Whereas he still needs to do bar work, waiting work.
seriously?
He still needs to do. Do you know what I mean? He can't just go, right, that was me in a big Netflix.
Yeah.
Still
He's
has to do
got
fucking
paid a
Monday
wage.
nights in the pub.
He still has to do Monday, which we love.
Yeah. I could have been someone,
I
you
could
know.
have been somebody.
You know who I am.
I know.
Yeah.
You used to be big.
Yeah.
I am big. It's the screen that got small. But we haven't introduced our guest yet. We've totally ADHD'd our way straight into this.
Oh,
know, I was gonna
speaking
suggest-
of Spain and kings and
Oh, and,
Oh.
and
Speaking of
dictatorships.
Spain and
Dictatorship,
dictatorships, welcome, Ciaran,
done.
Franco.
Thank you very much for having me.
Franco.
Franco,
Thank you very
tell
much.
me this, because you're Ciaran Purdy.
Yeah.
So where do you go with Franco?
Because I was working in the school at the time, and I was like, alright, I don't want the kids finding me. And then I was like, I get in trouble and stuff. And then I knew that like other people who worked there got pulled on something. So I was like, right, I'll change it to my middle name, which is Francesco. And then I shortened it to
love
Franco
that.
to sound cooler. And then
Why is your middle name
Francesco.
Francesco? Have you got Italians or Spanish?
Italian heritage, like, and then
Have you a bit of Italian in you? Do you want a
Are you
bit of
Italian
Italian in you?
Italian, like,
You.
well, but as an Italian as an Apache pizza, like, I've milked it.
I'm
Yeah, I
about
love it.
I'm about as Italian as a fucking jar of Dolmio. Do you know what I mean?
Like garlic spuds and good ones, like.
Garlic spuds. We totally. What is it? Paddy was on here before.
Paddy Raff says
We
we
totally
totally garlic
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 sodies.
sodies.
I was expecting. I remember
We totally garlic sodies.
when I lived in Spain, I told the Italians who I would have hung out with, I would have really milked it. Like, I'd be like, you know, the Dolmio puppets are my cousins and all. And then it got to the point where like my dad came to visit me, and I told the Italians, I was like, I'll not be about for a while because I didn't expect.
My
it.
father.
Yeah, the papa's here.
My father come to visit me.
Papa Franco. We walk out of the fucking bar, and all the Italians are stood out the front, and they recognise me and my dad, and walk over and started speaking to him in fluent Italian.
Oh fuck.
And my dad was like, why the fuck's these Brazilians?
Non capisco.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't.
I went. Don't talk.
What's the
And
the
walked
yeah,
away.
and they
Papa?
play along,
What's the
like, and
fucking
Yeah.
fuck yourself?
Oh, Pofangulo.
Fafanculo.
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 Ah,
He did not play along. He was like,
Stronza.
I went
That's
German.
bitch, isn't it?
Did he just go? Yep, the fuck you on about them Irish.
she was like, where are you from in the old country? And he was like, Thunberg. Like, what?
Yes. Oh, Park Road.
Tuwina Bruco.
I remember there was a guy
that.
in a guy I knew that I worked with before, and whenever he was doing his French oral,
why?
he genuinely believed that Poglas, his mate told him before he went up, he was like, how do you say Poglas? And he went, Pogladesh. He actually thought that it was, so he went up and it was like, J'habite à Pogladesh. And apparently his teacher just laughed him out of place. He just couldn't finish.
Oh, he'll be past it. He's got a good laugh. Pull a glass.
He's working as a
I
chef
remember
now, so
getting-
From the turf for Laggio.
the lodge of the turf.
We had a French teacher. She was like a substitute French teacher, and she came in and like obviously she spoke French because you couldn't get a fucking teaching degree. But she was like, "Bonjour, je m'appelle Mrs. Hutchison. J'habite à Hillsborough." And it was like she is fucking not.
She thinks she's fucking French because she lives in Hillsborough.
She is like not. Like, do you know what I mean? She was like, "I am doing the minimal. I am
said,
fucking
funnily
working
enough,
till rule."
Yeah.
I said to Curtis before, I was like, so my Spanish teacher, Sonja, I loved her. I was like, she was actually Spanish, and he was like, yeah, that tends to be how it works. And I was like, no.
No, we never. Mine was from
I had it.
Glengormley.
Oh no, I had it.
Your Spanish teacher?
Je suis de Glengormley.
¿Dónde está el Glengormley?
My GCSE French teacher was French.
Really?
She was French. Aye, she was called Mrs. Brown, but she was Mrs.
Maroon.
Brown. If you're Mrs.
What's brown in French? Maroon, it's Spanish. isn't it?
Brun.
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 My Irish teacher was Irish, to be fair.
But you would
so
say
it was alright.
if you would talk about your eyes, you would probably say.
Fair enough. It's
You
hard
talk
to
about
get up
eyes,
here,
you'd probably say marron,
Marron.
like marron.
Marron sounds like whenever somebody's blocked at the bar and they go, Marron.
Is it marron?
Sounds like a Smith saying Macron.
Macron.
Thank God, President Macron.
Macaron.
I knew a guy in Spain called Carlos Marron.
Carlos Marron.
How do you translate that in English? Charlie Brown.
That is absolutely
But Antonio
brilliant.
Banderas.
Charlie and the boys cut us.
That's what you call
Antonio
us.
Banderas
That's what
just
you
means
call,
Tony Flags.
That's what you call a Spanish man who's genuinely from Twinbrook.
What?
Carlos.
Carlos.
Oh, thank you. I'll be here all week. What do you call the Spanish man leaving the hospital?
What?
Manuel.
Man. What do you call Spanish footballer with no legs?
Dunno.
Gracias.
What do you call an Irish sniper?
What?
Aiming fire.
Yeah!
What do you call an Irish bouncer?
What?
Leave him alone.
I always say that for
Irish bodyguard, actually.
I always say an Irish bully.
An Irish bully.
Leave him
alone. Very
What do you call an
good.
Irish bully? All the fellas in my class growing up.
What do you call a Russian man with 3 testicles?
Dunno.
Who'd you nick a bollock of?
What do you call a Serbian pimp?
I don't know.
Slobber down my cocky bitch.
What do you call a Serbian prostitute?
Dunno.
On your backy bitch?
There's one I want to set off. Did you hear about the Chinese Godfather?
I don't know. No.
Oh, it's going to make them an offer they can't understand.
In English, we would say, "Oh, if you didn't understand, you go fuck. That's all Greek to me."
Yeah.
Aye.
In Spanish, you say, "That's all Chinese to me."
Oh, really? That makes more
And
sense.
then you would say
'Cause Greek has the etymology is in like words.
we can't and we don't, because you make it's different writing system as well. And in Spanish,
Cyrillic.
you would say in English, we would say, "Fuck, speak the King's English."
Yeah.
They would say, "Speak Christian."
Oh,
Speak
really?
Háblame cristiano.
See, they
What
make
do
the
you call a
Chinese shops,
magician? What
Chinos, we just called it the Chino.
My granddad would always be, you're not going into the Chinese shop. I'm like, what is there in the Chinese? They had everything.
It was like,
Like,
do you know
like
the
an
way?
actual Chinese shop that sold things from China?
No, it was
All
like.
owners are Chinese.
Do you know the way in England you would have loads of lots of corner shops would
Yes.
maybe be owned by South Asian families that have
Chinese
moved over?
supermarket and stuff.
No, just anything. It was the only because it's the only place that would be open. Supermarkets aren't open in Spain on a Sunday, so you would go to the Chino. We just call
Chino.
it El Chino, the Chinese
It's so
shop.
like flip
Oh, I would have thought that sold like nice trousers for
No, it
fellas
was
from
it
Lisburn.
was just a wee corner shop that sold like figs and bread and sweets and juice and maybe a wee magazine if there were.
And no Chino?
Are we tuckers?
And it was
We talkers.
it was
Yes.
a wee. It's like, do you want to? I guess like
A
a
nook.
South Asian
The
corner
nook.
shop, but in Spain it's Chinese people.
Saks, you would
everywhere.
call it? South Asian corner shop. Saks. Yeah. Here, did you hear about the Irish magician?
No.
He couldn't pull a rabbit out of a hat, so he pulled a hair out of his hole.
Oh,
It's still one of my all-time favorites. gay magician
No.
disappeared with a poof.
you
Is
what- what
is
did-
that wrong to say that?
Do you know what gay horses eat?
What?
Hey!
What did the cheese say whenever he looked at himself in the mirror?
What?
Hello, me.
That was a gay cheese.
It was a gay cheese.
Homosexual cheese.
Here, please.
Homosexual.
Hummus.
No, that's not cheese.
That's not cheap, but it's still.
It's a
It'll
food
still be
stuff.
on my fucking charcuterie
Put
board.
that on my cracker barrel any day.
Aye,
I know,
Okay.
the other day was all, she had hummus, I can't get enough of it. She was chat there. Opened it up, was fucking coleslaw.
Your granny was being all
Yeah,
upsetting.
I was like, that's not hummus. She was like, it's hummus. Like, it's
Do you enjoy your hummus, Granny? How are you
Big
going?
bowl here, Thomas to me.
Hummus to me. Hummus
Hummus.
don't you?
it's better than that.
It is sure they're the ones that are in Palestine right now, aren't they?
Hummus.
When I was, I today met the Israeli guy.
What?
Fucking, this is quite a milestone. Like,
Oh, I think this is another joke.
oh no, like this.
We were like, go.
I got stuck with this Israeli guy.
That's the thumbnail there.
Yeah.
Used to go.
Tell us about the Israel. Like,
Yeah.
I got stuck on this boat with this Israeli guy, like this rowboat, and I didn't really know what to say.
You
to
want
him.
to be fucking stuck in a boat with an Israeli right now?
He was, yeah, oh yeah, he was mental, like big lad as well. Looked like DJ Khaled, who's actually
Oh.
Palestinian, which is weird. But me and this guy, and then we went for lunch after, and I didn't really want to go for lunch with him, but we're on a tour, and my mate started arguing with him, going, "You're not like embarrassed to be from Israel?" Like, and I went, "Oh mate, stop arguing." He was,
Oh, fuck,
with the shit that's going on
Don't
right
open
now.
this up.
Do not open that can of worms.
And then he just turned around.
Unless you want to open the can of weebus.
And
The
actually,
guy turned around and went, "It was no, Hamas, crazy people." He was they put the baby in it. They put the baby in it. They put the baby in it. He clearly forgot the word. He went, they put the baby in it. Doot 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 doot. Ding.
what? A disco?
He was then I was like, what the fuck?
In a
How'd
Daft
they
Punk
get in?
video?
In a rave?
Around
In a
the
1990s rave?
At the end, he goes, and then baby turned to jelly.
Baby turned to jelly.
And that's the moral of that story. And you're like, yeah, but anyways, will you just stop dropping loads of
So
bombs
go
on
on.
the Palestinian children while you're at it? Thanks
Oh,
very
he's
much.
mad.
Go and stop your genocide. Like,
Put the baby in a doot, doot, doot.
Yeah.
Many minutes was that?
I know, yeah. Defrost. I was sitting there like,
I'll be quicker in the air fryer.
yeah.
kayak. It's downside more humane than a fucking nuclear bomb, you fucker. Come on, you fucking bastard, you.
I'll
Oh,
be
you kept
quicker in
going,
the air fryer. I'm still laughing at that.
Put it in.
Big fish, little fish, cardboard box.
Flossing my teeth.
He would voice note me for days after going, "Ciaran, recommend me somewhere to eat." And I'm like, I'm not your like TripAdvisor guy. Like,
See, after that story, no.
yeah.
Yeah, hold on a wee second. Here, can you not just microwave something yourself?
What do you call an unhappy meal?
Yeah, that baby was at a microwave.
It was a microwave, a rave for babies.
You know the way they have to be.
Meanwhile, in the world of fake news.
Things that didn't happen.
Yeah.
You know they have to do the IDF. They go into the IDF when they're young.
And
Yeah.
all have to do their military service.
I was like, how was that?
That's what
He
the
goes,
people up the Shankle do as well, isn't it? Oh, it's
LVF?
UVF.
Is that not the place where there's like always a fucking sale on sofas?
Is the IVF not where you go whenever you want to have a baby, but you know, you don't?
IVF.
There's
You don't
really
wanna have
volunteer
sex?
force.
IVF.
IVF is really volunteer.
It's really volunteer for us.
IDF.
I'm only doing it because I want to.
Every
Yeah.
time I see IDF, I think I don't give a fuck. You know, like IDGAF. But
don't give a
yeah.
They really don't give a fuck the shit they're
So
up to.
tell
Like,
me
I think
your
it's
story.
sorry.
Go
So
away.
he was
Oh,
in
no,
the
I
IDF.
was
You
like,
were
what
asking
was-
him.
It was the IDF. Like, he goes, I don't like to be bossed around. I am boss. I am boss in my own house. And I was like, and he FaceTimed his wife while I was at the table and goes, find the rest for me and Ciaran to eat it. And I was like, oh my god, this guy's a maniac.
So you can use your phone to FaceTime her, but not to use Google
Yeah.
to find a
Yeah.
place we could eat at. Fuck you.
Do you know what
Yeah,
I'd have
it's not
done?
for me,
I'd have
yeah.
went, looked up the nearest place, right, that was shitty, no stars. And then I'd have been like, my husband is coming in, will you make sure you wrap the bollocks
Reservation for
all
Omer.
over the pizza?
Could you have?
For who?
Omer.
Could you mix his sauce with your dick?
Yes.
That would be great.
That would be great. Give the fucker. He's
guy-
allergic to peanuts, so plenty.
Could
He's
you?
something like 55,000 followers on Instagram as well when he followed me. And I was like, what the fuck? And he went, I own nightclub in Tel Aviv. You come and party with me. And I was like, oh.
Apparently,
You
Tel
wouldn't
Aviv
love
is
in
like
Tel
a really
Aviv?
like progressive place, but like the people, it's Tel Aviv's like far in, like it's Tel Aviv
It's
like
all in
way-
the
oh it's
coast.
on, so it's
Yeah.
like far away from all the,
Yeah, they can still go to the beaches and have nightclubs and stuff.
so
like
they
that
have
there.
no like concept of what's going on in the thing, which is no excuse because you always see these.
Tel Aviv stolen land like big time. It's like,
but the whole
it was.
They do
I know
have a
all of it,
concept
but like
because
in Tel Aviv,
they're
it was
educated
a lot
in
of people
way,
were
like,
displaced.
And this isn't propaganda in any way, but I was speaking to Sue Pentel, who is representative of the Irish Jews against Zionism. So she's a Jewish Irish woman, and she was saying about the thing that people don't talk about is the fact that like there is active hate speech being taught in Israeli schools. Do you know what I mean? Like,
but it's not even hidden. I know we're getting really into it now, but like it's not hidden. If you listen to what people are saying, like if you just talk to your average Israeli, and I think this is the thing we need to take away from people. Whenever we're saying Israeli, we're not saying Jewish person. Israeli is a nationality, and Jewish person is a faith.
Yes.
And yes, those two things
you have to
maybe
separate Zionism as well.
Yeah, but sort of
some Israelis don't
and
advocate for the word.
And this is really government. This
they're a
is
far
really
right government compared to previous.
Because if you listen to just like the interview with Golda Meir, where she was like saying on her passport before the creation of Israel was Palestine. She was a British subject of Palestine, the country of Palestine. She was a Palestinian. There were Jewish Palestinians, there were Muslim Palestinians, there were Christian Palestinians. This was all before the creation of Israel. But like we have, sort of saying like, as you say, we can't bundle. What would be anti-Semitic would be to say all Jewish people and all Israelis do this.
But at the same time,
don't.
Just to be clear on this, people who I have, because I'm very outspoken about what is going on in Palestine, I'll have people go, but you don't want Hamas either. You can openly say, no, I don't think that like a Sharia law would be a good idea.
No.
I don't think that it should be one of those states like fucking, Saudi Arabia. That's not what I'm advocating. I'm saying that what is happening right now is a genocide. If you even depoliticize,
it's a crime against humanity.
Take away the politicization. Is that a word?
Yeah.
I like that, politicization. Take that away and just look at it from a human perspective and think to yourself, that is fucking wrong.
Yeah,
like,
you want to do stop.
No more do.
It's funny because
Niet.
What they do is do and drop bomb on hospital. Do you know what I mean?
Because people do it as queers for Palestine.
Yeah.
Now, and they'll go, so the argument would be like, so, but if you're a queer person in Palestine, like, you'll get stoned, you get killed. And I'm like, okay. That is like, there is no real queer representation within Palestine. It's very, very hard to be a queer person in Palestine. However, it's also very, very hard to be a queer person in Ukraine. There's not really, Ukraine would still be very,
I watched a documentary about that.
Orthodox Christians, Orthodox Slavic Church. It's very much like that. So it's not. So if I was to go peace in Ukraine and peace for Gaza, I'm probably not going to flourish as a person in either of those places, regardless of colonization and war. I'm probably not going to flourish, but as a human being, should I be, and the reason why Hamas is in that position to be able to hold so much power is because a lot of disenfranchised Palestinian people think that there is no other option. And that is a direct result of colonization and marginalization and erasure.
Yeah.
Not the band, like they weren't listening to Always I Wanna Be With You.
Always I Wanna Be With You.
What's their other tune?
Give a little respect. Or I love to hate you. I love to hate you. I love to hate you. I love to hate you.
What is that Erasure song that has? Oh no, I'm thinking of Aha. Take on me.
It's the big octave range.
Tell you one of the worst tunes ever, Vienna, Ultravox.
Vienna.
That's one that my mom plays all the time, and I'm like, how did that get into the charts?
Controversial. Sideswiping away from, we've been completely cancelled by the loyalist communities of Northern Ireland. But anyway,
this is how we'll get them back.
Don't let the door hitches on the way back in.
This is how we're going to get back.
Here's a
controversial thing. This is going to get me pure cancelled.
Do you know that the president of Israel, his family is from Belfast?
Seriously?
Yeah, Isaac Herzog. His father is Chaim Herzog.
Chaim.
Or Chaim.
Life.
Who was also president of Israel, who was born in Belfast and raised primarily in Dublin, who was the son of Yitzhak Herzog, who was the chief rabbi of Ireland.
Fuck off.
This is like the
so-
book of Numbers, but for like presidents of Israel.
So-
Begat
I know.
Yitzhak, begat Chaim,
Yeah,
begat
Tell
Isaac.
me this. What were you going to say? It was going to get you cancelled.
What's going to get me cancelled? I don't like
You're leaving
heaven
it
as heaven as a place on earth by Belinda Carlisle.
For real?
I don't like it.
Thanks
Like,
for
it's a
tuning
really
in this week,
overrated,
folks. That's
overplayed
it for
fucking
Word Up.
song.
Yeah.
It's outplayed.
Fucking hate it.
We used to have to. They would always play at the start of our primary school assemblies. Like
Did
we'd all
you?
walk in and blast that. Heaven is
Ooh,
a place on
baby,
earth.
don't you know
What
that?
school did you?
Saint
Was your,
Therese Lisieux, and it was like
What?
yeah, and they would have played that at
What
the
was
start
it
of this.
Therese Lejeune?
They played it at the start of the Friday
what was it
assembly.
called?
Saint Therese of Lisieux, on the Antrim Road.
That even sounds bougie.
It
Was
was.
your
You are a wee
was
bit
your
concerned.
headmaster gay? He's like,
I
we're
got
gonna
some-
play Belinda Carlisle when the kids come in. Come on, guys.
Ooh, baby.
Don't you know what that's for?
Things might be bad at home, but here, heaven is a place on earth.
I'm not a regular principal, I'm a
See, to be
gay.
fair as well,
principal.
we had to wear our uniform in P1. I remember was like orange and brown. we got called the Jaffa Cakes, and then
Fuck off.
and then it
Was
got-
orange and brown, but I do like those ruffles.
yeah.
Like with a French Louis the Fifth. Like,
We didn't
Came in.
clap. We went like this here.
It's like orange is so in right now.
Orange is so in now. When you ask
Orange and
questions,
brown.
I'm holding space for you right now, Ciaran, for your answer. It's not the one I was looking for, but I don't want to crush your creativity.
Yeah, it's
And
like
you're
one of those
Circle time
fucking
was really bitchy.
Circle
Was
time was
All blown
circle
time.
time. Circle time was really bitchy. It was like, okay, free space. What about Mrs. Campbell from P4's thighs? Hasn't she?
There was a
She hasn't lost her baby weight. Like from 4-year-olds.
There was a teacher called Miss Gargan, and the person is now actually gay, the friend of mine, they made up a
God
song
rest
about
them.
her in P7, go, open the door, get on the floor, everyone do the dinosaur, Miss Gargan.
For Miss Gargan.
She looked like a velociraptor, so she like...
She's like a velociraptor in high heels. Click, 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 coming up and down the hall.
Like around at you. Yeah,
He's
Miss
this guy as well, he's a lovely fella, but you can tell he's fed up with you in a conversation. Like, I bumped into him in the pub on Tuesday night. I was chatting away to him, and he was obviously in a catch up with his friend, and I was like, so what are you getting up to now? And he goes, oh, there's your pints, you go enjoy them. But I kind of love I kind of love how blunt it is, and I'm like, you've saved us a lot of awkward small talk there.
Thank God. For,
Yeah.
I was running out of stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's your picture, you go and That's like, I'll let you go, only fucking...
Isn't that like,
brutal.
I love it, but-
that's like
Yeah,
fuck
that is.
off.
I do like that.
Yeah,
That's
it's like,
fuck away off.
we've done the pleasantries,
I know.
time to go.
Go and drink your drinks and fuck off.
After's your pincher, I enjoying them.
Yeah.
Get you on the flip side. Do you know what I mean? One of those ones.
It
I'm
wasn't
not
even
interested
any
in
like
this, by the
awkward
way.
hugs or anything, it was just, see you later, and I went, thank God.
Go stop you right there, mate.
you
I'm
like
not
that?
interested.
That was a German / kind of autistic.
I think I flourish in Germany, like we're
Yeah.
I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
I remember being like a couple of times whenever me and my husband were in Berlin, we got like lost, and I always think like Berliners get like a really bad rep. Germans in general get a really bad rep. I think they get mixed up with Austrians. Austrians are ignorant. Ignorant.
That's Australians, love.
Oh, ignorant Schweinhunde.
You can't.
Shut up, you Schweinhund. So but a couple of times we got lost, and like these big Berliners would like just stop and go, "Are you okay?" And it would just be like, it would be like, but they were genuinely being kind.
Yeah.
It's just that they don't show it in their face. Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to help you, but I don't have time.
Yeah.
Hurry up. And you're
Yeah.
like, where are you going?
One of my
Sounds
good
like Arnold Schwarzenegger in the
Get on the
takeout
chopper.
from the fucking
It's
one of
not
my
a
good
tumor.
friends is German, and God love him. I fucking bring him up on every podcast. Like, and it sounds like I hate him. I fucking love him to bits. But
not bad. I can't.
He's
I'm
not a
awful
bad
fond of
bastard.
him.
I
I'm awful fond of him.
I wouldn't have
We
a
would
bad
catch
word
up
said
on-
against Don Cunt.
He's a smelly bastard, like, but he's my friend.
my
we
friend.
would catch up, over the phone like every couple of weeks, and this the same bluntness, like we were talking for about half an hour, but like you could tell once it reached half an hour, like he started like like the conversation
you
started
now.
dwindling. And,
Beep, 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 beep. Oh, sorry, I've got the baby.
I have got a baby in the microwave.
he but see, because he lived here for a while, he's got that like he realizes the custom of like you have to like
You have to
Edge your
detach
way out.
slowly.
yeah.
Yeah.
But still,
Uncouple.
it got a couple minutes after that half past, and he just went, Yeah, I think I should go now.
A slow
That's a good
pull-out.
see you later, lad.
I
Yeah, I
really
think
respect
it's
that.
I do.
Just cut it off. There was a German when I was travelling. He was we all sort of hanging out one night, and then he was getting around it, and the girl asked for a more expensive drink than a beer, and he came back to the table. He was, notice how she asked for a cocktail when it was Madeira, but everyone was getting beers.
Did he say that?
A bitchy German.
Do you know what you're supposed to say if a woman or a man ever does that to you? You're at a bar, you offer them a drink, they're drinking a beer or something, and they go, I'll have a triple Hennessy and Pepsi, and you go, what do you drink when you're buying it?
Yeah, that's...
Uh-huh.
Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
What are you
What are you
drinking?
drinking? I'll have a
When you're paying for it your fucking self.
What do you drink when you fucking
Tight bastard.
kick yourself on? I'm not willing to spend no more than fucking £3 on a shag a night.
I'm sorry,
Then
darling.
again, how much is the pint these days? $5.20 or something?
£6.
Is the-
$6.40. It was the other night as well.
Oh,
Was it?
fuck. Where was that? Name and shame. Where the fuck
Where was that?
I think the Empire wasn't. It was not the Empire Lavery's. It was fucking.
Lavery's.
Fucking
Fucking-
£6.40.
I went in to watch football, and we
Shameful.
started at the Empire, and then walked to the
$6.40?
Lavery's to get a pint to watch football, and it was $6.40 for a Guinness, and I was like, what?
I'd rather just get a gin and tonic.
And then
I'd rather just go for the spirits, like.
even like
They should be wearing balaclavas. Even Dick Tartanmore mask.
Even Dick Torton, what did I call it? Even Dick Whittington, even Dick Whittington wore a mask.
Is there anywhere now you can get a £4 pint?
Free seas.
What a spot!
Yeah.
It's the beer gardens, fucking smoke. Not even a. It's like a fire exit, basically.
Yeah. Do you order a nicer drink if you're in like a working man's club or somewhere on the road? Like somewhere where the drink's cheaper, then you go, fuck it, I'll get
a nice. See, I don't really drink beer because I find it a wee bit swilly. And if I'm working, I don't. If I'm going to be on stage, I don't drink in general.
I knocked on the head since when I started stand up, and it was like one gig every 2 weeks. I was like, oh, this is a big occasion, so we'll have a couple of beers.
Aye.
And then I was like, if I done that, I just started realising this is the path to fucking a slippery slope.
But I think it's
Ruined.
because I do like so much like crowd work that if I wasn't
100%,
sharp,
yeah.
then I could. And sometimes because people are ignorant, and you have to keep your cool, and so you have to come up with something clever.
Picture David launching himself off the stage with someone.
It's like, do you remember the Balmoral, David? The first one?
Oh fuck,
And it
that was
mental.
It was. I loved it. I loved the pure rabid.
It was so much
raucousness
fun,
of it
like-
all. It was so.
Me and Adam Bronagh got on the perfect time where they were the right
They were
level of
on the
drunk,
cusp.
But then like Sean McAlevey
And then it was
got-
a burping.
Oh, Sean McAlevey ended his set with David. Could you just come back on stage, please? I just went, David, could you come up here, please? And then I said, I think I scolded them. I was like, right
It's
now.
like, you made that wee boy cry.
You made that wee nothing.
Did he
wait.
say it?
I was getting chopped off into town after, and Sean was like, just drop me off at a bar, any bar. I just want to drink by myself. I'm like, this isn't a detective film. Like, yeah,
Oh
I'm
no,
taking
yeah,
off the case.
no, yeah,
Yeah.
no, you've not taken.
Right.
You've not had to hand in your badge. Like,
Yeah.
fucking chill out.
Yeah.
It's gonna be okay.
You didn't have to scrape the remains of a baby out of a microwave today, like stop up.
From Hamas, from hummus.
Hummus.
What's the man? Yeah. All this from my granny spreading coleslaw. And a fucking bagel. I'm going to see
No
hummus.
idea. That's
Yeah.
that's the smallest germ of an idea that we
That
could get.
we have fucking ran with all day long. But was it that traumatic for him that he was like? And then the worst part about it is he could have been re-traumatized. You probably dropped him off at the fucking felons. He's
No,
went
I
in
dropped
the
them
back.
off at the, what do you call it, bar on
Joking,
across
that
from
sounds
Northern
actually
Rights.
nice.
Beside the pavilion. The Ergo, we dropped them off there,
The
where it is.
Ergo.
Fucking $6.90 a pint. So you probably got re-traumatized.
But I love it. I do like a bit of an unruly kind of
I do.
raucous energy.
Yeah, because it's worse if they're quiet.
You have to ingratiate yourself to a really an unruly audience, and then it all feels like and you just sort of have to go right. This
Yeah.
is the way that it is.
For me, with music, if I'm playing in a quiet bar,
Oh, it's very.
it's a nightmare. See
Yeah.
if you've just got people who are just either having quiet conversations and you feel like you're interrupting them,
Uh-huh.
or if people are just sitting watching you intently but not fucking like,
I didn't know this was on the net.
oh god,
What
that's
time's
worse.
the football on it?
When are
You
you
need,
over?
you
you
need
know
a
any,
fucking
Dylan?
mad room. You need either drunk students
Yeah.
or a load of fucking fellas from the west.
What's your favourite
I was
kind of
going to ask
crowd?
you, well, have you got a favourite venue as well?
Favorite of now, I used to say this all the time, but we've stopped playing here now, and it's sad. But we used to play in a bar called Paddy Kelly's in Balnahinch,
Oh, yeah.
and I used to say it was the best bar on fucking planet Earth to play
Really?
music
Really?
because, like, I don't think they had a big pool. of like entertainers.
I thought you were going to say
In
Jean
the
Cool.
That too.
Everybody was a cousin.
But
Yeah.
see, in there, it was sort of like the Thompsons of Ballinhinch, because like
Jeez.
I don't know,
It was open late.
it was open late.
Scott's back.
Laughing.
Something
And
late, and you were
see
you
the
hadn't had a
turn?
good night unless some fella's knuckle was in you.
You could count. You could drive about and you could count the amount of houses you know
Hungering.
in the town in about 20 minutes. Like, but for some reason, like I was going, the age range was like fucking 20 to 35.
All right.
I thought you
Like,
were gonna say 7.
It was all
did
young
I.
ones, right? But like, you go, there should only be in a population of a town that says there should maybe be like fucking 100, but there was somehow like fucking 400
400
Yeah.
people
I-
in that bar.
Most
and
of
I'm
these
going,
people
there must,
your age have moved out to go to Belfast to get a
yeah,
job.
there must be fucking getting buses in the
Just go to this
village
bar?
to go to
50
this
people
bar.
died in Ballinhinch last night. A bunk bed collapsed.
And but see, playing in it, it was fucking great because they treated you like a fucking celebrity, no coming down.
Up a Ballinhinch.
Up a
and
Ballinhinch.
and they just live for it from minute go.
Although
Every
in
time they were
Ballinhinch-
just up dancing, giving it stacks. Like
Ballinhinch
And
Baptist, Ballinhinch
so good.
Baptist Church also hosted this like gay conversion therapy thing that I was like outside of one day, like years and years and years ago. I used to do a bit about it, and we went inside, and the guy,
Is that what they try and turn straight people gay?
well, that's
And I baptize you in the name of Gloria Estefan.
Gloria Stefan, Kylie, and Cher, the Holy
Yes,
Trinity,
yeah.
the fabulous Trinity.
Go forth and be wonderful.
Go forth and slay.
I want you to think about titties, then I want you to snap out of it.
Snap out of it. But mine
Phrase
are
I love. My brother says it like serving cunt.
Oh.
We were like watching TV the other day.
serving looks, serving
And he was like,
serving looks.
it's just serving cunt. And I'm like, it's just Michelle O'Neill.
Oh, really?
Michelle O'Neill has been serving cunt recently, I have to say. See, since she took all the volume out the top of her hair and she looks less like the fucking New Jersey psychic. You know, like she was like, would you like your woman, the Long Island medium? I thought,
Yeah.
like, Michelle O'Neill was a wee bit like her. She had a bit too much height in the hair, and she's brought it
Bit
down
of
a wee bit.
beehive and-
She had a wee bit of like backcombing at the back of the hair, and
Yeah.
she's Michelle O'Neill has kind of.
Backcombing isn't really in at the minute, isn't it? Not because the
No.
Kardashians made the flat hair. Anyway, sorry, we're getting totally. You were saying I need to.
So I
ask-
called my ma.
So call my ma.
So I rang the man, right?
So I rang my ma.
That's our segue. For,
Kieran's like, what do you do? So I rang my ma is basically stems from the fact that one day Sean was trying to tell a story about phoning his ma, and like about 5
we
times.
had 50 side quests, 2 long epic
and
stories.
Sean kept trying to bring it back, so he would go, so I rang my ma.
Did you get there? Or did it?
See if your brother
I'm not
says
So
sure.
I rang my ma. And, no, you
serving
did.
cunt.
And we went like this here. Was that it?
Because the punt of the story
The
was
punchline.
the punchline was, well, no, he was just telling us. He says, so my mum went out and bought something, even though for my dinner.
And we,
Even though it told
because
her
we
nothing.
then were like, we're definitely not going to talk, and we're going to let him finish it. And we were like this.
But that would, like, if the story had have been, if we had just let him speak,
That
we'd
would have been a good
like,
enough
it would have been a
punchline.
great wee, but because it took like 3 hours, we were like, what's he talking about again? Oh, hi.
I remember a friend of-
She went out and bought something.
I remember. Well, he's not a friend, but it's like a guy we knew at university, and he was drunk, and I couldn't really understand. Do it again. He couldn't understand. Do it again.
So bitchy. Well, he wasn't really. I bet you that guy sitting at home with his wee photograph of all using looking going back in
Listen
my
to
uni
this.
days.
No.
They were my mates,
He-
and
if-
he's going. Well, he wasn't really her friend.
If
just
he
went to
listens,
university.
if he's listening to this, he knows why he's not our friend. He
serve
knows
cunt,
why. He knows why he's not our friend.
By the way,
to this
sorry,
day.
side quest. See, I need to clarify
So,
this.
so I phoned my ma.
So a phone my ma. Do you know whenever
means
your
do
brother
this, back
says
to point.
he's serving cunt or she's serving cunt, does it mean that like she's
being
giving him
dead
sex,
glam.
I
or
think they're
she's
looking
being
well.
It's
a
like
cunt?
it's
You're
your
being-
boss.
you're
Ben
being-
Jenner's
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
You're being ultra feminine, but you're also slaying.
Would you not just say like
you're
she's
being
serving
powerful.
Queen?
Yeah, that's like.
But serving cunt is like
Oh, I like that. It's using cunt in a real positive way.
Yeah.
so it's empower. It's a feminine. It's empowering the femininity. Yeah, empowering
She's
the.
serving cunt.
She's serving cunt.
It's
Just
like it's
bad
you
bitch.
can't really describe it. You can just see it in someone and you're like, oh,
You're either serving cunt or you're not.
It's like, what would the term Shaggers Glint? My mate was saying this. Someone said they're giving you the Shaggers Glint. I think, is that like he was saying, like,
Oh, like they're giving you the eye?
Yep. My mate was like,
giving
no,
you the-
Shaggers Glints where someone's just had sex and you can see in their eye they've got a wee bit of a glint.
I like
I'm
that.
like, which is it?
Shagger swagger.
I thought
That
Shaggers
does
Glint
make
would be like when
sense.
someone's giving you the eye.
I would have thought about like.
Yeah. But he was like, no, it's when you've just had sex and you got the glint in your eye. A wee bit of a
You know,
fucking-
he's just got a bit.
Yeah, because one of my mates is really bad for it. He blind you. When
The other way,
he gets so slowly, you need the UV sunglasses or something.
Like
Is
comes
that
in your eye.
because Jesus
Oh my
Christ.
god!
Fucking hell.
My cumbrellas.
Did you have fucking cumbrellas? Ella, hey, under my cumbrellas.
That's my eyelashes. There's Reamer. There's
That's
Do you know what they call?
a shop that sells umbrellas and comfort.
You know the wee V's. If you know the wee V's, guys. I don't have them, but you know the V, the really muscular guys. Cum gutters.
Cum gutters.
Is that what they call that?
Yeah.
Cum gutters.
I always remember the music video for How Does It Feel? I think he called the artist D'Angelo. This beautiful fucking dark chocolate man with cum gutters.
Cum
But
gutters.
it was just him singing this song, but the camera goes, it's a full wide shot and it just cuts off above what you want to see.
Above the
Main piece.
Above the
the main
the one piece.
the main
There's a wee
the
anime
main
in there.
course.
TV.
The
Yeah.
main
And it's just, he goes,
in
how
3D.
does it feel? And I was like, I don't fucking know.
I wanna,
gotta
but
see.
I wanna.
I wanna. So
wanna know.
you rang your ma.
So I rang my. What was my ringing my? Oh yes, this fella at university, he's not our friend, and he knows why. We all know why. But he was telling this big rambling story, and with no idea. He was so drunk, it was like, and then.
Laughing at himself now.
And the whole punchline was, and then the thing about it was, the budgie didn't even speak Hebrew.
That's the best punchline I've ever heard. You don't need any context.
That was the thing that we. The budgie didn't even speak Hebrew. And we,
Is it the same guy I met? Omer?
could have been. Oh
think it
no,
was?
he actually is better crack than this guy.
Easy cut truck.
Do you know? Do you
I
want
hope the
to?
fuck he is listening.
Would you like to hear the word of the week?
Yes.
Oh, what? Word up.
48 minutes in.
This is.
This is like the Lost credits. You know, like every season, the Lost credits used to like come in later in this episode.
Is this like in a bald man's head?
Ribald.
Ribald.
Is it?
I ribbled him.
So I think I know what the. Does it mean kind of bawdy? Like a little bit dirty, jokey, like a kind of rough,
A dirty joke? Like a
rough,
ribble joke?
rough
He
humour,
is too fucking good at this.
like a bit of ribaldry.
Ribaldry. So yeah, you can call someone a ribald if they are in relation to coarse humour
Yes.
or of a sexual nature.
So he's a ribbled comic, would be like he's into the dirty
Bit of
stuff.
ribble.
He's
Bit of
a
ribald
bit of
humour.
dirt.
He's a bit blue.
Bit of blue for
Wee
the
bit
dads.
of-
Bit of blue for the
bit of
dads.
blue for the dads.
Bit of blue for the
And I
dads.
just love it because I think I'm a bit of a ribald. You know, I
Rebel
would
without a
have
cause.
rebelled.
Ribbled for
Rebel
better
without
cause.
That's the new show. That's the new
Snaps,
title.
snaps, snaps.
But I love it because, see, whenever I was reading, like, the usage, like an example of it said, time had not dimmed Mrs. Sapia's ribald sense of humour and joie de vivre.
Where's Mrs. Sapia from? She's a bit.
Sapia sounds like this a photograph
Mrs.
that's been
Sapia.
taken.
Mrs. Zapia. Is that next to Mrs. Zippy? Mrs. Zapia.
Daughter Marion, will you have good looks?
Mrs. Zapia. Not very good looking, but can carry 2 pigs under her arms.
Mrs.
I told you
Sapia.
about my psycho neighbour who's like, the guy threatened me a couple of times, and I was like, and he was like,
Hold on.
he was like,
Have I ever told you about the guy who lives next door to me? Threatened me a couple of times.
we had to call the cops on one, and he was like, Mom, man's got a fucking brain tumour, and you're having fucking parties.
Oh,
we didn't have
naturally,
parties.
does he have a London accent?
He's mental. Like, and
That
he's from
was
Kent,
my
actually.
mate's
No, he's
got a
from
brain
Gartner
tumour.
Hurt.
I'll have you know my man's dead, so I advise you to fuck up. That's
But
what
I looked
He
at
learned to speak off EastEnders.
Man's
Yeah,
walking
like-
in with fucking family bags worth of shopping. I'm like, that brain tumour's giving her super strength or something.
She
But like,
is
she's
going to be.
fucking-
She can move things with her mind and all.
No,
She's
do you want to do? You want to
like
give your ma a
phenomenon.
wee hand if she's so fucking ill?
Your man's
Magneto.
so fucking watching about carrying them 3 ice slams.
Mega Man.
Yeah. I was like,
Fuck.
oh, but he was an absolute like maniac, like, and then his dog is called, one of his dogs is called Ice, and the other's called Fire, and
He's gay.
He's a Game of Thrones fan.
one of
isn't
it bit my flatmate on the leg,
Awesome.
and my flatmate rang me, and I was steaming when he rang me. And he was, Ciaran, his dog's bit me, and I was like, oh, you got that dog in you? And then he was like, no, Ciaran, my leg's proper bleeding.
he? Get away.
Which one bit him?
The pyro, the fire.
Fire.
So
Pyro?
yeah.
What do you get when you mix ice and fire? Steam.
A mum with a brain tumour.
A puddle.
Yeah, no, a child with a fucking good case against you.
I claim.
You know
That's
I mean?
what you fucking get.
Yeah,
I claim.
a fucking claim. You get the needle.
Your dog
Bet
put
him-
down.
You can get your dog put down, aye.
That's
what
what
dog put down.
That's what my mum was saying. She was like, you go to the dog ward and you get the dogs put down. And I don't want to kill the dogs. Like, 'cause,
Like
like,
he's
just
get
wanna kill him.
Get
I want him put down. Yeah.
Get
Yeah.
him put down. I'll take a dog's.
Get the
I was
owner
watching
put down.
him. He got it. So he's like, I'm giving too much personal information, but fuck him. He's a gardener for the estate we're on as well, and he was
It's
cutting
Ian
the tree.
Thompson.
He was cutting the tree.
Especially with that scallop.
I asked Ian the guy's name. I was like, "Do you know this guy?" But he was cutting a tree down, and the chainsaw basically got stuck in the tree. And he took off his flip flop and started hitting the chainsaw with the flip flop.
Like, pause. He was chainsawing things in flip flops.
He's a medalist.
Darwin Award.
Yeah,
That's
He'll
like
take himself out of the gene pool. Love,
That's
don't
what I
be
was
worried
hoping. I
about
was
it.
like,
Darwin Award.
this could be seriously funny if he hits this and it goes back. But
Yeah, and just like takes half his fucking head off. You go, well, here, your ma has a bit extra up her. Get that off her. Is he really living? Is this next door to like?
So I'm flat above, but I remember like I moved in and it sort of called to the door to be right. I run this area.
He was
sort
just
of, and then,
raging. He wasn't invited to the fucking.
well, it wasn't even a house party. It was people coming around to watch football, and that's why when I called the police, I'm a tout, I know, but I showed them the phone
You
account.
can tell you're really from the bougie part of town.
Fucking fold up,
he phones the police.
haters.
I was like, sorry guys, my neighbours threatening me, I know. And then the
It's
police.
not me. to call
Excuse
the
me,
cops where
I've
you're
just
from.
moved onto the area and my neighbour is threatening me.
Yeah.
I would just like to know
And he
what
has
are my
a Vada
rights?
over his name while we're at it. Get out here.
While we're at it, I don't like to sort of like cast aspersions upon him, but there is a Fada and a G and an H that is completely arbitrary in
Yes.
his name.
He banged the door instead of ringing the doorbell.
Because you did say that. I can tell by that statement that
He's
that's
got tattoos on his knuckles. Need I say more?
He wears his cap backwards.
I've heard him speaking in tongues. Speaking
The last word he used, curry my yogurt.
Curry my yogurt.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's a purveyor of illegal DVDs.
Illegal DVD.
Yeah.
He's got a book in the back of his car.
All day long, yeah. Packet of prison hankies in the back of a BMW, let me tell you.
Prison hankies.
Yeah.
What's prison hankies?
Tesco. No, because the stripes, that's what you used to call them.
Prison
hankies?
Yeah.
I thought prison hankies would be like something else, like cum rags or something.
That's what I thought it was. I thought it was something. I definitely thought it was something to do with wanking. Like,
No, but prison, so like you would, like whenever you saw stuff with the Tesco's own brand stripes on it, you go, fucking prison beans.
prison beans.
Oh,
Prison hankies.
I've heard that, but I didn't realise that was the association. I
That
just
was what it
I'm
assumed.
old enough to remember Yellow Pack.
Yellow pack. You're
Yellow Pack Tesco.
No, Stuart's.
I'm old enough to remember 2-pack.
There's no such thing
Really?
as. When were you? What year were you born?
25 now, so 1998.
Oh no, you wouldn't even. You would have. Oh my God, he was born. You didn't know a world with Stuart's or Crazy Prices.
You were born after, like, Good Friday Agreement
Yeah,
was
You're
your
a good
whole
Freddie agreement. You're a peace
Safeways
baby.
was, I remember Safeways.
Safeways, yeah. Wasn't very safe.
Why were
Before
they?
you
Was
were
that took
born,
over by?
Yeah, Safeways, yeah.
Asda's.
Asda took over it, and then that Asda's terribly
Morrison's
run.
took over from Safeways and then
And
Asda got it.
yeah, Asda took over from Morrison's.
We
See,
didn't
back
have
in my
any, no.
day, it was nothing but food.
Do you remember
It was
the,
Stuart's.
the Big W?
Big W.
What a shop, like.
At
Toy Wilson
your
there.
You're
gate.
talking about Woolworths.
Yes, but at Yorkgate there was like a mega version of
Woolworths.
Woolworths, and it was called Big W.
But did you have a Woolworths? Did you have a Woolies and a Wellies? A Woolworths and a Wellworths?
Yes.
And they
There
were
was Wellworths.
always close to one
But
another.
I always thought that I was just saying Woolworths wrong. So there actually was a
There was
Wellworths.
two,
Yeah.
Woolworths and Wellworths.
Wellworths, that was
That's
Wellworths.
Wellworths.
There's Wellworths as Wellworths.
Woolworths and Woolworths.
Woolworths was the best place to steal pick and mix. Let's be honest.
Oh, but my granny did not even try to hide the fact that she was like getting a pick and mix and then eating it.
Neither did I.
Like,
I
she
do,
put
yeah.
two
I
in the
do.
bag and
You
one
know,
in
in
her
the,
mouth.
in the spars,
She's off it.
they've got the wee chicken thing.
Yeah.
They're a fucking racket as well, by the way.
What, the like rotisserie chickens?
No, the wee stands, you know, that has like popcorn chicken,
Yeah.
chicken goujons.
Oh,
yeah, they
I
are.
sure I
yes.
accidentally lifted one of them on the way to friggin' the gig the other night and it cost me £6
Aye,
for like 4 chicken goujons. Catch yourself.
I know,
fucking
it's
at
well.
it,
So I go to
No.
myself, fuck, I'll go, I want hot food, so I'm going to get it. I know it's going to be a
But I'm not
fucking
going to be
fortune.
happy about it.
But, and I'm going to,
I'm gonna
steal a
start
couple of extra ones for myself. I go, sure, up one probably, I'll say that one fell on the floor.
Oh, do you get to fill it up yourself?
You fill it up yourself.
Where is this? This isn't in West Belfast, is it?
Oh, aye.
Is it?
There's one, fuck, there's one at the bottom of Stewartstown Road.
Oh yes, in there.
In there, has it?
But I was
There's
in
one
there.
at Larnaca Way.
I must have that look about me because anytime I go in there,
None
they
of the
serve
four of
me.
us they're going to put our pictures, and like none of the four of us will be allowed in because it's a
Yeah.
bit like no.
That's why I don't go on camera unless it's on Patreon.
It's like in Sainsbury's, you know the way I like to think of it as like a guide. You know the way there's a Lind section where it's a pick and mix, Lind pick and mix, and it has this little
What, like Lindor?
yeah. So it has
Yeah,
like the
go to
coconut
Sainsbury's.
ones, the one at Kennedy Centre. But I like to think of it as just like an advice because it says like say 8 in the box costs like $4.50.
For 8 wee
12.
lids?
So I just think like if I can squeeze this lid shut,
Yeah, why?
then there's only
You're
eight
allowed
in
a
there.
few free samples as well.
I-
You have to try it for
What
Yeah,
I'll
have
do
to.
sometimes is get like, you know, if you're in the pick and mix at the cinema, see if you have so it's quite full. What you do is you get a couple of gummy snakes and wind them around the outside of it, so you're like lifting the level of the thing, and then you can put more sweeties in the top.
Pro tips all the fucking way.
See, in the cinema, I always feel like it's blasphemy not to get popcorn. In my head, I'm going like, when are you going to get popcorn that's good? Like,
But then popcorn, I'm just going to say it.
It's like pizza.
All you do is work your way through it, hoping to find one of those wee ones that's just
fluffy
pure
ones.
sugar.
oh yeah, I love them.
Aye.
Like kernels.
And you just spend the movie chasing that fucking sugar
chasing
dragon.
that high.
Or you get a whole one that's not an unpopped kernel, and you're like, oh,
And it just cost me fucking £75.
fuck, and that was my veneer, you fucking bastard.
Yeah,
I went to
dumb.
see the Bike Riders yesterday and see Tom Hardy. He's the weirdest actor. He doesn't act. He just goes.
Is he still at that?
He hasn't acted. I think
Yeah,
Tom Hardy and Eddie Redmayne are like the most overrated actors.
The whole film, he's like,
I kind of have to agree. I do like Tom Hardy as Heathcliff, but in everything else,
I would
just like,
fucking like
can't fucking
definitely have us
understand
like definitely, you know,
I'd climb him like a tree.
let him put his fucking heels on my shoulders,
And
like,
let him
but you know what I mean.
spill
But I
crumbs in
wouldn't.
bed, like.
Aye,
Yeah, all day long. Wouldn't kick him out like, but I'm just saying.
what's it? Wouldn't kick him out of bed for eating biscuits.
wouldn't get him out
For dropping crumbs,
For dropping
farting.
crumbs.
for spilling pubes, for baiting me.
Spilling pubes. It's like, I always think spilling pubes is like what you have like a big bowl of pubes and you've spilled them all over your bed.
It's
Well,
like
you
he
dirty
has
bastard.
furry dust. I do
Just
that
go
there,
in and
girl.
blow.
And you're like, ah,
Have a few short brown and curlies there.
Yeah,
what's in your eye?
the pheromones. It's like that episode, of, you know that
Eating
jackass where
pubes,
they all
let's
shave
say it
their,
again.
they all shave their pubes and
Yeah.
stick them to your man's face. And
Yes.
he thinks it's like movie Hollywood hair getting stuck to his face, but somebody has crabs.
Oh, he's got.
Fuck.
I can't do it.
He's a tongue like a
But
newborn
yes,
baby's
Ribald.
head.
I'm going to be a wee granny one day, hopefully, and
Mm-hmm.
when I am old and grey, I'm going to shock people with my Ribald sense of humour.
I think I already do sometimes.
Yeah, you do, because you come off as like quite disarming, like where
I think
people
so.
think that they're safe with you,
And
and
then
then,
I'll
you'll be
say-
like,
Break out the Ribald.
And then I'll bring out the ribald humour, and then they're fucking.
Dave,
I
I
do
don't
think-
think you
"What's
know
your
that, didn't
most Ribald joke?
Mine?
Jeez.
Do you
I've
feel
one
like
of-
sharing it?"
One about the porn getting closer. The like hot milfs in your area want to fuck you, and I keep like when I started watching porn, it would just be like a woman, and then like it would be hot milfs in Belfast want to fuck you, and I was like, that's. And then the other week it was like hot milfs in North Belfast want to fuck you, and I was they're getting closer, like.
You're
The
getting,
the
they know
milfs
you're
are-
all.
Yeah.
The walking.
You need to go into incognito mode, son, so as to can't track your IP address.
The
That's what you need
walking,
to be
the
doing.
walking spread.
Yeah,
It's
you
like
know,
idols
yeah.
just coming in with their legs.
They're
like
coming
this
for you.
here.
Next thing you know, he finishes his wank, opens his window, and his granny's standing there.
Hot mouse in your living room.
All right,
Come
love.
on, my tits.
Thought you wanted me. I have a brain tumor.
I've not long left.
Aye.
Fuck me up ass.
Rebel.
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 See?
Right, I think when I started, I really tried to do
Ribald
all like
seen as
Ribald humour, but it's I think I don't. I used to try and do like culty town sometimes. And like, no, you just try to.
Yeah.
Go,
I think
no.
as a woman, you really shock people with the Ribald humour, but
Aye.
I don't do it on purpose. I do just tend to have that sense of humour, and I think it's-
Everybody's perception of Ribald
Is,
is
different.
different. Like, I was at a gig there the other week, and like the owner came out and said "fucking" somebody else.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
and you're like, so that's the is that the bar? Is that the bar?
Like,
that's the
I
bar.
hate opening because then if you do a dirty joke and it gets nothing, then it tells everyone else. Right, fair enough. They know what to do.
See,
yeah.
I'm a bastard.
You lean
See, if
into it
there's dirt,
more.
I double down.
Aye.
I really do. Like, I'm terrible. I go, oh, I see you don't really. What he's letting on, you don't get the buck for. Look at you. You put fucking lipstick on the night. You know what's going to be on his thing.
I remember saying,
like,
cunt.
I am awful ribald.
I remember saying cunt and somebody going, oh. I says, what the fuck are you talking about? You'll stand and you'll watch Fast and Furious and watch like people get the fucking shit bit out of them and their heads cut off and you're fucking swooning at the word cunt. Grow the fuck up.
Grow a cunt. Toughen up.
Grow a pair of ovaries.
Yeah.
Woman up.
All day long.
Get a pair of flaps.
Word up. I'd grab your flaps and pull them up over your.
What about our swear down?
What's
our swear down? Right, you lift the swear down.
Is this it here? This sounds very much like something that somebody would say in like a Georgian kind of restoration, kind of like saying a restoration. Well, is that right? Georgian? That's just pre-restoration, post-restoration. A gabberlunzie. It sounds Scots.
Did he not sound Rocky?
A gabberlunzie.
He fought him. Do you know what I have said a lot though? Foo-for-all. I used it on the phone the other day without even meaning to. A foo-for-all. Foo-for-all. Like making a big to-do about something.
Making a mountain out of a molehill.
Yes, making a mountain out of a molehill. And I said it. I was like,
teacup.
so I didn't want to make a big foo-for-all. It's in my vocabulary now forever. That's it.
Foo-for-all?
What a foo-for-all.
So this is gabberlunzie. And I will give you a hint. You will see gabberlunzies in Castle Street sometimes. You will see gabberlunzies. Sometimes people walk out of their way to avoid a
Heroin needles?
No.
Is it a homeless person?
Jehovah's Witnesses.
It's a beggar, but usually like a licensed one. So somebody who you can maybe even call people who busk.
A gabberlunzie.
Musical gabberlunzies.
You walk up to the guy with a violin. Listen, you here, you be gabberlunzie.
Aye.
You fucking gabberlunzie.
Come here now, you gabberlunzie. Lord, him over there looks like a right fucking gabberlunzie, but you know something? He bought that out of Abercrombie and Fitch.
I don't.
It sounds like an Irish speaker would try and convince me that that's a name for a jumper.
A gabberlunzie.
A
Gabberlunzie.
gabberlunzie.
A ganzie.
A Ganzi.
Where'd you get your clattery and your gabberlunzie?
Where'd you get your or gabber? It sounds like a Scots word. It sounds like a Scot, like not even Ulster Scots, but like a Scots word.
Can I get a deep fried gabberlunzie?
A gabberlunzie.
Yeah. Butter.
Oh,
Can you butter that gabberlunzie for me?
You ill-conceived glicket gabberlunzie.
The Highlands.
I love because like the glicket in Scotland. Glicket is one of my favourite Scots words.
What's glicket?
So glicket is like somebody who's like a bit of a gudgeon.
Right.
So they're a bit like, are you glicket as well as stupid?
So
You're like something like a
green as the
glicket.
grass.
You're like somebody whose like face is like, you're glicket looking bastard.
Did you?
They've got like not a weird bite when they.
Can I show you?
Yeah.
Can I show you the
stupid looking.
perfect example
Of a gabberlunzie? Of a gudgeon?
of what looks like a gudgeon, right? And I can honestly say that I laughed way too hard at this. Where am I? Here. No, it was Dominic, right? I'll show you.
You're going to put this in?
Look at his face.
Of a gudgeon.
Right, I'll just show you.
This
his
is like
face.
last week's word was a gudgeon.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, was
He
that
just fucking stood there the whole time
He's
like
a
that.
Kennedy.
That's a Kennedy. Look at this.
Who's he? Is he Kennedy Jr., one of the Kennedy Juniors that like he was like a vaccine denier? Was he?
Oh,
like,
that's
a
Robert
vaccine-
Kennedy. The
Robert
one who speaks.
Kennedy.
Just stood behind someone giving a speech like, I will send you the clip. I was just like,
The
close your
closest thing-
fucking mouth.
Closest thing America has to like a royal family, but for all the same bad reasons. Like they get away with like murdering people.
One of them.
But
choked
my
the car off.
granny loves to tell you well, she doesn't love to tell you it anymore because you'd need a fucking medium for that. But my granny.
A
was
Ouija
Kennedy.
board, that's just
A
a big
Ouija
bit of,
board.
that's just a big bit of fucking wood that says I know, fuck off.
Yeah, do you believe in mediums?
Me, I'm a size medium, like, but that's terrible.
A large. Would you
I,
go and visit one?
Would you?
Maybe, like, I've never really had a family member die, like, so when one of them pops their clogs, soon enough, like,
So nobody has died in your family?
I've never experienced, like, a grievance shit, not a grievance,
Have you
A
not?
a
bereavement?
bereavement, yeah. I've been grieved plenty of times, but, like, I've never had a family member die, no.
That
so.
reminds me of that episode of The Simpsons whenever, like, is it the cat that dies and they hide it from Lisa and get a new one? They're like, now Lisa won't learn about death until it strikes someone close to her.
Well, that's it. Like, I had, like, one great auntie die last year.
How great was she though?
like she was on her way out for a while. Like
She was
Yeah.
not.
She
She
was
wasn't.
not
She wasn't
great.
that good.
Also, her funeral got me caught vaping, so it wasn't. It was no use to me. Like
Was it?
That is
was
an
it sheer
Elvira, Mistress of the Dark
embarrassment,
Lane.
or were you
Great end. I didn't
ashamed?
even know I had a
I was
good
wearing
end.
fucking shorts at the funeral, which I probably shouldn't have been wearing shorts at. And then it fell out of my pocket, and then everyone was like, I mean, I was like,
That's a pure in-betweeners episode, isn't it?
yeah,
It
so it's
really
just
is.
I felt like a fucking dick. But
Bless
no,
you.
all my grandparents are still alive, but you know they're all in their 80s now, so
I only lost my grandparents within the last
You still have all your
10 years.
grandparents?
yeah. So they're one of I think there's it's in the post for one of them soon, like.
It's bless them. I hope not.
Yeah.
Will you?
Yeah, I've got favourites as well. So
Are you
hopefully
close
someone
to them? Like,
I do have favourites.
I'll be really close to my daddy's dad
Aw.
and my
What's he
ma's ma.
called? Tell us his name. before-
Michael.
He's Miguel.
Is his
Is
name
he-
actually?
is
Is he
he
the,
the
is the
Italian?
Italian one?
He's Italian descent, yeah, but he's like Michael is his name, but he goes when he's abroad, he's like, call me Miguel.
Oh, Miguel.
And by the way, kiss the San Miguel while you're at it.
It's
Sam.
that Miguel. On your
I-
way.
She's
He's the guy
Sam
that
and
calls,
Miguel.
Miguel.
He's got some backwards views. He calls Jewish people 4x2s. You see, 4x2s.
Why?
Rhymes with
It
Jew.
rhymes with you.
Oh, 4x2s, like Cockney rhyming slang. I don't think that's bad though.
And
It's
I'm
not.
like,
There's no malice in it.
yeah.
There's a fella I know from Mannytown called Miguel for no reason. He's just called Miguel.
Miguel.
Did
He's
his
just-
parents call him that, or did people just call
No,
him?
people just call him Miguel.
His
His
people
name's
call him
Michael. But
Michael,
everybody just
Miguel,
calls,
yeah.
everybody just calls him Miguel.
Miguel.
Because I was in Spain, I went to where he would go, and all these Spanish people started going to me going, "You're Miguel's grandson." And I went, his name is Michael. It's like,
Yeah, he's Mickey back home. Fuck's sake, what are you on about? Everybody calls him Big Mick.
Big Mac. Grande Michael.
I love you, Big Mick. So do I.
Love you, I love you, Big Mac.
What do you call your
the way-
grand? Oh, here.
That's your Big Mac.
That's your big.
That's his
That's
straight
your
persona.
Alan.
Oh, Colin.
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 Big Colin.
Colin
Big
and
Collie.
Alan. Yeah.
I love you, Big Mac.
Do you want to know something about David? David's grandmother.
Oh. My father's mother, so my paternal grandmother, her surname was Dedlick.
Deadlick?
Did she? Did she not? She
She
did.
did, like.
She did.
She
D-I-D-L-I-K.
hooked to it and spat on that thing.
Dedlick. Dedlick. Isn't that
Dedlick.
awful? So do you know like if my granny hadn't married my granda and took his name on, like my dad would have been called Paul Dedlick and I'd have been called David Dedlick.
David did like Jeb.
David Dedlick. David Doherty Dedlick.
David Doherty.
David Doherty did like.
David Doherty. No, I would have been called David Dedlick and I would have had no friends. I wouldn't have been married because nobody would have gone near me.
No, you'd have
My whole life would have been different.
But you'd have had
Senior
to put the
Didlick.
Didlick in the middle. You'd have had to be David Didlick Doherty, because then
David
it's your
Didlick Doherty.
vows, your wedding vows. You'd be like Anna did.
I told you about the guy Rape when we were in the car the other day. There was a guy,
why?
his second name was Rape. I'm like, that's dodgy. Like,
Sorry, I thought you just. I'm so sorry. I blanched there. I thought
You
you,
thought
said.
that's
Did
a
I tell you
tangent.
about
That is a
the
tangent.
guy we raped in the car the other day? And I was like, this isn't that kind of fucking podcast.
His
His surname
His
was
surname
Rape.
Rape, yeah. And I was
Remember
like,
that hooker had a heart attack in Vegas and we had to bury her in the desert?
While
That
we were
was
driving,
like-
while we were driving in Milltown Cemetery, and I was like, I look like the wrong kind of guy in here.
Yeah.
Come on, Michael Stone.
With his wee body, you call it with his wee dad.
Right enough.
Well, did I
Yeah.
show you those
You're
pictures?
lucky. You're
Did I
lucky
show you the
then.
pictures? You must see me in smick drag.
What? Oh, here, no, it freaks me out. It freaks me right out because he suits it.
It looks completely. Oh,
Have did I show
I
you?
haven't seen
We
it.
No.
Collie. Have you not seen him in Smick Drag?
No.
This is Colin.
This
right.
is Colin here. Let's see. I'll show him the one. I think the best one's us doing like pointing. You know the pointing one.
Send it to Sean so that he can put it.
yeah.
Let me
It's
see.
a completely different person.
You know the cap kind of pushes my ears down
You
and all.
look like a guy that I know from New Barnsley, right?
What's New Barnes, eh?
It's,
New
do you know the top of
The White Rock.
the Waitrose?
Oh, yeah.
New Barnsley's like behind where the Upper Springfield Development Trust is. I was walking into work whenever I worked in there, and like decent job. Do you know what I mean? It was like my first real job out of university. I was feeling quite proud of myself. I was walking along with one of my co-workers, and the wee lad that looks like you is Colin turned around to me and went, "All right, bro, what about you? I haven't seen you in ages." And I went, "There's a reason for that." And
That's not
he was like,
accent.
"Here he was, my my co-worker standing there." He went, "Have you got any nonsense?"
Holy
Any
shit!
nonsense.
And I didn't even know what he was talking about. I went, "What?" And he went, "Have you any nonsense? I'm on it." He was standing outside Caulfield's, and I was like,
What, nasal spray?
"What?" And he went, "Nonsense. Do you know what I mean?" And I was like, "No, I don't know."
You're
Fuck
talking
off.
nonsense.
But the worst about it was that my co-worker knew what he meant. He was asked me, "Did I have any coke?" And I was like, I don't do that
No.
during the week. I don't do that. No, I was like, no, seriously, I really don't. But you know, whenever you really are like, I would have preferred.
Scundered to
if you
100.
didn't.
Aye.
That's what you look like in that photograph.
I look like a guy who asked you for coke outside of your
Sorry,
first
I asked
job.
for nonsense.
You asked for
Yeah,
nonsense.
It could have been MD.
That sounded like
Could have been.
that sounds like it's very what would you
Fun.
say? It's very a bit of nonsense.
Yeah, we've done enough.
Oh, you're up for a bit of nonsense.
You're a bit of nothing ding dong, Bronagh. Sounds like you're up for a bit of nonsense.
Dear, it just fell in there. It's a bit of nonsense.
Sounds like a carry-on film.
Let's take our clothes off, have a couple of glasses of Blue Nun, and see what happens.
Yeah, no, you look like you remember the Graveyard Gang.
That's what we were trying to do. That's what we were trying to do.
Well done.
We were,
Yeah,
Yeah,
love
you
your
got the
McDonald's.
period outfit.
I
Like,
got the outfit and all. And I bought like a wee chain from Primark, and I put the wee chain around with my neck with Primark and the socks and the wee thing. And I was going, is this going to work?
Did
got
you
up
see the
there a bit
socks?
of
I
Mel?
feel-
Did you see the socks?
Did you like my socks?
Can me and you do that together and be sort of like, I really just want to smack it with your
What,
slip?
like the sort of like the Wayne and Wayne out of slow, but like
Yeah.
the Belfast version.
Yeah.
I am smoking a fag.
Yeah, I want a baby.
I want a brand baby
I want a
wine.
brand baby. It's what everybody in the streets got
I
these
want a brand
days.
baby wine.
Well, on that note, I would like to say
Thank
thank
you
you
very
so
much for having me.
much
Thank you.
to Ciaran,
Thanks very much.
our Ciaran Franco, and our DDJ, and tell your big granny what's asking about her. Word up.